Welcome back to Yehoshua's Daf Yomi Shiur, where the Daf continues until the complete revelation of Mashiach ben David, Messiah the son of David. Today we are looking at Tractate Chullin, page 60, Daf Samach at Aleph, and it's starting a story. The story started at the bottom line of 59b, so I'll just read that. The Gemara recounts the emperor said, Amar le Keser of Yehoshua ben Chananya, Be'ena de'achazit le Elohaichu. Amar le lo matzi chazit le. Amar le avira. The Gemara recounts the emperor said to Yehoshua ben Chananya, I wish to see your God. Yehoshua said to him, you cannot see him. The emperor said to him, truly. Now we're turning to Chullin 60a, our daily daf. Top of the page with with the words Chazina le. So Chazina le, truly I wish to see him. So the emperor was pressing Rabbi Yehoshua ben Chananya to see God, and Yeshua said, not possible. So he pressed him. So then he says, okay. Azal akomena de betukuvas tamuz. Amar le istakal be, Amar le lo matzina, Amar le yoma, dechad misham she dekami kame dekuchabrichu, Amar lo matzina listakal be, shechina lakoshchen. So Rabbi Yehoshua went and stood the emperor facing the sun in the season of Tammuz, summer, like where we are right now, and Rabbi Yehoshua said to him, look at the sun. Look at it. And the emperor said, I cannot. Just a side note, it's kind of interesting that this story happened in Tammuz, because if this story happened in the winter, he wouldn't be able to do this. It wouldn't be such a strong, it might be cloudy or whatever. So, unless he waited all the way until summer. Come back to me in 6 months. No, whatever. Anyway, I'm ruining the story, so I'll just go back to it. So Rabbi Yehoshua said to him, look at the sun. The emperor said, I can't, because it was the high, bright, hot sun of middle of summer. He said, I can't. So Rabbi Yehoshua said to him, now, if regard to the sun, which is only one of the servants that stand before the Holy One, blessed be He, you say I cannot look at it. Is it not all the more so with regard to the divine presence? So Amar le, case of Yehoshua ben Chananya, be'ena de'etz be'it le nama le'aichu. Amar le lo matzit, amai, nafishi chalavose, amar le, ivra, amar le, pok, tzibet, legeda drabisa, dravi chalma, trachshita, yarchikaita, asazika kanashe leama. The Gemara recounts the Roman emperor said to Rabbi Yehoshua ben Chananya, I desire to arrange bread, a meal for your God. Rabbi Yehoshua said to him, you cannot. The emperor asked him why. Rabbi Yehoshua said to him, his hosts are too great. The emperor said to him, truly, I wish to do it. Rabbi Yehoshua said to him, go out and arrange a meal on the shore of the great sea, where there is a wide open space. The emperor worked all the 6 months of summer to accomplish this. A wind came and swept it all into the sea. Tarach shita yarached sivsa asa mitra tabe biyama amar le my high amar le ahani kanoshai zalochai Da'asu kame amale ihachi lo matzina. The emperor worked to arrange another meal all the 6 months of winter. Rain came and sank it all in the sea. The emperor said to Yehoshua, what is this? Yehoshua said to him, these are only the sweepers and the floor washers that wait on him, and they alone have eaten everything. The emperor said to him, if so, I cannot arrange a meal before him. Okay? Amar le bas Keser Yehoshua ben Chananya Elohaichon nagrahu. The Gemara recounts that the daughter of the Roman emperor says to Yehoshua ben Hananiah, "Your God is a carpenter." Yehoshua ben Hananiah lechanagrahu dichsiv amikare mayim al Yosef emale dinabelecha da misturisio amar lechai bo irach bialei in daga osve bishuka de romi yehavela masturisa de avoni gidchol dibnaga de romi yehavole masturisa v'yayev bishuka b'sasar endelule ki hechi dilochazo dilichazo anashiri v'yirach bialei. The Gemara recounts the daughter of the Roman emperor said to Yehoshua ben Hananiah, "Your God is a carpenter, as it is written, who lays the beams of his upper chambers in the waters." Psalms 104, verse 3. Tell him to make for me a distaff, a simple tool, used in spinning. Rabbi Yehoshua ben Hananiah said, "Very well." He prayed for mercy for her, and she was stricken with leprosy. She sat in the Roman market, and they gave her a distaff, since it was their custom to give a distaff to anyone stricken with leprosy in Rome. And the leper would sit in the market and untangle bunches of wool, so that people would see and pray for mercy on him. Okay. Yom echad havi kochalif hasam havis yasiv sasar ziluli b'shuka de Romai amar la shapirta masturisa dihavlich Elohai amra le emale leohaich nishkol mai dihavli amar la lahadidan me'av yahiv mishkal al shahid. One day Rabbi Yehoshua ben Hananiah was passing there, and he saw that she was sitting and untangling bunches of wool in the Roman market. Rabbi Yehoshua ben Hananiah said to her, "Is the distaff my God gave you pleasing?" She said to him, "Tell your God to take back what he has given me." Rabbi Yehoshua ben Hananiah said to her, "Our God gives, but does not take back." Okay? Amar Rabbi Yehuda, Shor kastan uparsantan rav reishe v'rav genuv te v'chilufe v'chamra l'mayin avchamina l'mekach u'mimkar. Yehuda says, a bull has a large paunch and large hooves. Its head is large, and its tail is large. And the opposite is true for a donkey. The Gemara explains what is the practical difference that results from such a statement. It is relevant for purposes of buying and selling. One who agrees to sell a bull must provide the buyer with one that fits this description, and the opposite for a donkey. Yom Rav Yehuda, Shor Shikriva Damarishon Keren Achaz Haisolo B'mitzcho Shneimar V'sita V'Lashem Mishor Par Makrin Mafris Makrin Tarti Mashma Amar Nachmen Makran Kesiv. Rabbi Yehuda says the bull that Adam, the first man, sacrificed as a thanks offering for his life being spared had a single horn on its forehead, as it is stated, and it shall please the Lord better than a bullock that has horns and hooves. Psalms 69:32. The Gemara comments on the contrary. The word makrin indicates two horns. Rav Nachman said, although it is vocalized in the plural, makran is written in the verse without the letter yod to indicate that it had only a single horn. V'amar Rav Yehuda, Shor shikriv Adam Rishon, karnav kodemos lipaso iso, shneimar v'sita v'Lashem mishor par makrin mafriz, makrin v'resha v'hadar mafriz. Where Yehuda says, with regard to the bull that Adam, the first man, sacrificed, its horns preceded its hooves, and it was not born of a cow, but rose fully formed out of the earth, such that its head emerged first, as it is stated, and it shall please the Lord better than a bullock that has horns and hooves. The phrase has horns comes first, and only afterward the word hooves. You say, Rav Yehoshua ben Levi, Rav Yehoshua ben Levi, Kol Ma'aseh Bereishis Mekom Esam Nivru, B'daiton Nivrau, Yitzivoinam Nivrau, Shenemar V'chul HaShamayim V'oretz, V'chol Tzivam, Al Tikrit Tzivam El Tzivoinam, Tzivyoinam. Okay, and this supports the statement Rav Yehoshua ben Levi, as Rav Yehoshua ben Levi says, all items created during the acts of creation were created with their full stature, immediately fit to bear fruit. They were created with their full mental capacities. They were created with their full form. As it is stated, and the heaven and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. Genesis 2, verse 1. Do not read it as the host of them. So I'd rather read it as their form. Tzivionam. Darish of Chullin bar Papa Yichvod Hashem Le'olam Yismach Hashem Emaizov. Pasuk Zeh Sar Oilam Amau. V'shah Hashem HaKadosh Baruch Hu L'mineu. Ilanois Nasu Disroim Kal V'choim B'yasman. Rabbi Chullin bar Papa taught, may the Lord, it says in the verse, may the glory of the Lord endure forever. Let the Lord rejoice in his work. Psalms 104:31. This verse was stated by the minister of the world, meaning the angel charged with overseeing the world. When the Holy One, blessed be he, said, let the earth put forth grass, herb yielding seed, and fruit, tree bearing fruit after its kind, the grasses grew. And a fortiori inference with regard to themselves. Okay. Im retzono shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu hi be'arbu v'ya lama amar mineu ba'ilanos ve'od kal v'chomer ma ilano she'in darakon letzeis be'arbu v'ya amar HaKadosh Baruch Hu l'mineu anu alachas kama v'kama. They reasoned, if the Holy One, blessed be he, wishes the mixing of species, why did he say after its kind with regard to the trees? And furthermore, let us draw a kal v'chomer inference if with regard to trees which do not naturally grow mixed, as they are large and distinct from one another. The Holy One, blessed be he, said after its kind, all the more so with regard to us, since grass naturally grows mixed. Miyad kol echad v'echad yetz limino petach sar oilav amar yichvod Hashem le'olam yismach Hashem b'masav. Immediately after every kind of grass emerged after its kind, as it is stated, and the earth brought forth grass, herb yielding seed after its kind, Genesis 1:12, the minister of the world began to speak and said, may the glory of the Lord endure forever. Let the Lord rejoice in his works, who do his will even when not explicitly instructed. Okay, so we'll do this last part. We'll come on to 60b. Okay, and then we'll stop there because it's a teku. So we'll just do the teku and then we'll finish. Okay, so boy Ravina, last line of 60a. Boy Ravina here give shnei dishoyim ze agav ze. With regard to the above description, Ravina raises a dilemma. If one grafted two species of grass onto one another, as is done with trees, now we're on top of 60b. L'Rav Chanina bar Papa Mahu kevan delo katav behu l'mineu lo b'chaev oy dilma kevan hiski madayu keman nechsib behu l'mineu damya teku. So, if one grafted two species of grass onto another, as is done with trees, what is the halacha according to Rabbi Chanina bar Papa? Shall one say that since the phrase after its kind is not written as a mitzvah with regard to them, one is not liable for transgressing the prohibition against mixing diverse kinds? Or perhaps, since God agreed with them after the fact, as the verse states, let the Lord rejoice in his works, Since God agreed with them, as the verse says, let the Lord rejoice in his works, it is as if the mitzvah, after its kind, is written with regard to them. The Gemara responds, Teku. The dilemma shall stand unresolved until the coming of Messiah, the son of David, may be soon in our day. Alright, we'll stop here.